Financial Secretary Paul Chan delivered the 2023-2024 budget in the Legislative Council today. He announced a series of measures to support local residents and businesses as the city recovers from the COVID pandemic. Despite a government deficit of about $140 billion, Chan proposed a number of tax concessions and welfare benefits, while the stamp duty for first-time homebuyers has immediately been lowered. There's also a new round of consumption vouchers at $5,000 for each eligible resident. Timothy Lee begins our coverage.
Unveiling the first budget under the current administration, Financial Secretary Paul Chan said he selected the orange color for the cover of the budget to symbolize new hope and opportunities in the city. Here are some highlights. The SAR government had a deficit of around $140 billion. There will be a reduction of salaries tax for 2022-23 by 100%, subject to a ceiling of $6,000. An extra half-month payment for recipients of the old age living allowance. The measure for cooling down property prices will remain. And there's an increase in tobacco duty by 60 cents per cigarette. Even with the Treasury currently strapped for cash, the government will continue with the consumer voucher scheme, which has been implemented over the last 2 years. This year's voucher scheme will distribute $5,000 compared with last year's $10,000. Eligible recipients include permanent residents of the city and new arrivals aged 18 or above. The first batch, consisting of $3,000, will be dispersed in April, while the remaining $2,000 will be dispersed during the middle of the year.
I think for people living in Hong Kong, it's great because obviously there's money being spent in the community and it's got to be spent in Hong Kong rather than being sent or spent elsewhere. For most people, $5,000, for a lot of people it's quite a lot of money, but for a lot more people, it's just a small chunk of money, and I think it could be put to better use. I'm just happy to get $5,000, to be honest.
I think it should give out more for its citizens, absolutely. I think it's important that they give back what they should. I think it should be cash, absolutely. Vouchers are one thing, but cash is king. And if they're going to give out the money anyway, why not give it out in cash anyway, so people can use it how they really want to?
With the voucher becoming available in April, many residents said they would like to spend their vouchers on items ranging from groceries to flight tickets. Authorities believe that up to 6.5 million residents will benefit from the scheme, at a cost of around $33 billion. Timothy Lee, TVB News.